Unfortunately, today things aren't going very well as far as the whole streaming thing goes. I don't really know what's going on with the old interwebs, but an episode for The Long Dark, one of the other series one of the other games I play, pretty much exclusively on this channel. Oh boy, it just goes for a few minutes and then just the stream dies. It may take me a day or two to delete some of these videos. If the stream ends, we'll get rid of it. But we'll see what we can do. Unfortunately, yeah, I don't know what's happening today. Again, it's a little hot, but it isn't even as hot as it was a couple weeks ago. I don't know how that affects the stupid interwebs. I pay for good Wi-Fi. I don't know why it's not working. All I can tell you is that we're playing Minecraft today instead of The Long Dark. Usually Minecraft would be tomorrow, and Long Dark is today. But I get the Long Dark stream. Usually what happens is I start a stream, it runs for 3 to 20 minutes, and then it just dies. So real quick, if this dies, thank you for subscribing, liking, and watching. I love you guys. I'm really trying hard to get these videos out. This is a busy time of year for me, but I can't help these interwebs. They're not doing me any favors. But we're gonna go from here, and hopefully things are gonna work. We'll see. Excuse me, sir. How you doing? I love how they always run away when you walk up to them. Like, you can be super annoying in my base, just hanging out and doing all this annoying stuff, but as soon as I want to talk to you for reals, although that's nothing. Thank you. All right. Last episode went really great for us. Also, it was very difficult, and some things happened. Ooh, I forgot to change something, but I don't think it's going to matter for this episode anyway. Oh man, let me tell you guys. So last episode I was trying to do the Copper Golem update. I thought it had released. Apparently it's not on Bedrock yet, or it's not on PlayStation 4 yet. I don't really know which, but you can see there's a Copper Golem over here. I would say building with copper is not that intuitive. It's a little strange. I had to look a few things up, but we'll figure it out as we go along. If you have already discovered copper and made copper blocks and screens and all that kind of stuff, it doesn't matter. You gotta pick everything up again. So basically, I went and I turned the experimental on, which could ruin the save, I suppose. But I did make a copy, so we can always come back to at least this point. But yeah, I made this guy with a pumpkin. We'll do a bit more of that here in a bit. You can see it had weathered to the point where he had turned green. And when you make a copper golem, you get one chest. And I wanted to know how to make a second chest. And even though I had made... Here, I'll show you what I made. I picked up the copper out of this blast furnace. And I got recipes, right? For the copper gear, which we'll go over here shortly. Yeah. But to make the chest, I had to look up. The recipe's pretty simple. It's just a chest surrounded by copper ingots. So I just made one and made the chest. So now I have a copper chest. So it wasn't available to me after making a copper block, copper grate, or doors. Let me make another copper block. Well, I kind of already figured it out, huh? How about... Alright, yeah, I got an idea. Right. Do I have any copper blocks on me? I don't think so. Okay, let's make a couple copper blocks. And I'm gonna start to let them, weather. I mean, unless you wax them, I guess all copper golems are gonna end up eventually being, green. Same as the chest. There. So I'm going to let those weather, and so I can turn them, well, you know, maybe we should put some more down. Yeah. Alright, let's make some more copper blocks. Anyway, how you guys doing? I hope you're out there having a great day. I hope you're doing what you want to do. And I hope things are going well. Pete's having a decent day. It's really hot in Virginia, but it's not as hot as it was a couple weeks ago, so we'll call that a score, right? We'll just give me like good enough, I think. You can see part of the results from our Nether Fortress raid. You don't have to do them like I'm doing. You can set up a grid or a pattern. I just know they need to be like 4 or 5 blocks apart. But we got some blaze rods and some nether wart from the fortress. So we are officially in the potion making business. I'm very excited about that. Fire resistance is going to be like probably the first thing I go for. Maybe strength or regen after that. We did get a happy gas. Now originally in the series the main goal was to get one of these guys. But I figured with this playthrough we'll throw in, you know, any new updates, anything that comes in. I pretty much figured that I thought the copper update was already in the game. For the last video, which turns out it was not. But we ended up going to the Nether and having a good time there. Well, actually we had a pretty bad time there. We died. But because the way, you know, this playthrough is a little bit cursed, I'm not going to lie. Let's see. We started the series with a straight up just, hey, press play, got a new seed, we went in. Unfortunately, the power went out while I was playing one day. It didn't have a backup, and unfortunately on PlayStation 4 at least, maybe in all of them, at least on console, I don't know. But it definitely on PlayStation 4, if the power goes out, if you turn the game off, if you quit out or whatever, it automatically corrupts the save file, like no matter what you do. So we ended up coming to this world, a world I had built for, you know, kind of an adventure type playthrough. But it had a lot of similarities to what we had. The beginning of the series was a skelly spawner pretty much directly under my base. So this build also has a skelly spawner pretty much directly under my base, so here we are. But anyway, yeah, life's been going good. We were playing in survival. I have switched in and out of creative mode a couple of times, just for transparency. Let's be real. Not to really add anything, but just to try to figure out maybe some, you know, some problems we were having. And, again, originally I built some of this in creative mode. But we're in pretty much full survival mode at this point. That's the plan to go from here. Game keeps throwing curveballs at me. Well, we'll handle them. I think that's all the wood. I don't want to leave anything hanging. Yeah, that's good. I want to get some saplings too, though, so I don't want to necessarily break everything. But I need to get some more wood going here. We need some charcoal. Really, sort of the most important thing I need right now. Oh,